la la la.
I have been in Izmir merely a matter of hours, and already I'm being warmly welcomed by the ladies of the Fancy Women's Bike Group. They are singing songs I don't know, but humming along seems to work well. The ancient port city of Smyrna. Today, Izmir is Turkey's third largest city. They call it the Pearl of the Aegean. People have been settling by these shores for around 8,000 years.
Welcome to Izmir, Rich.
Ah, wonderful to be here. Cycling may be fun, but in my arthritic knees, a brisk walk along the promenade will do just as well. It is good to feel the sun on my face after a long, hard winter. And even if the temperatures here in Izmir haven't risen yet, and there's a brisk breeze off the Aegean, it is the perfect way to start my visit to Western Turkey.
I'm here before the tourist hordes arrive. While there is still the good weather, good food, it's a good life. And the day starts with a good local delicacy, only to be found here in Izmir.
100% handmade bakery. We do it with the traditional way.
It's one that requires skill and experience to get right. Boyoz.
How easy is it to make?
It's not easy to make it because you should spend 10 years to learn how to make boyoz, but it's delicious to eat it.
A perfect challenge if ever I heard one, for me to embarrass myself having a go. Assuming I can get up these very steep stairs. Those knees again.
So the dough contains only flour, water, and salt. So he's gonna turn the dough in the air.
This is how it's supposed to be done. It's all in the muscle memory for the master baker. No recipe required.
And everyone's handmade.
Yeah.
But machines can make it.
No, there's no machine to make boyoz.
Where does this come from?
Actually, boyoz belongs to Sephardic Jewish people's kitchen. They moved to Izmir more than 400 years ago. So when they come, they bring their culture actually and their kitchen actually. So since beginning of 20th century, boyoz belongs to Izmir.
Bearing in mind that they make 1,500 of these a day, so that means there has to be 10 in a rack, so there's 150 of these have to be done.
And so to the moment we've been waiting for. I shall try not to disappoint.
Yeah. Well, it was going well. There we go. Oh, I mean, if you make a mess, you've got to tidy it up, haven't you? If in doubt. It's supposed to be getting longer, but it's actually getting smaller. But people won't notice if I just go a bit like this. I've got bad news for you. You're going to go out of business if I do this. I'm almost embarrassed to offer this to the oven. That's assuming I don't fall down these stairs and kill myself. Come on.
While I wait, it would be rude not to sample the goods.
Oh, this is hotter than I thought it was going to be. Oh. Ah. I'm like a child who can't wait. I'm paying the consequences. My mouth is now burned. I've got chocolate everywhere, and I can't stop.
My batch is ready, and the proof is going to be in the pudding, or if you will, the boyoz.
So, let's ask, which ones are mine and which are the chef's? I bet you can't tell the difference, can you?
Yeah, of course I can. These are yours. These are our chiefs.
What's the one word that you would describe Izmir? How would you describe Izmir? One word.
We are so lucky in Izmir because our life is vacation in Izmir.
Izmir is a smorgasbord of religions, with the great Abrahamic faiths all here. The call to prayer comes from the imams, the church bells ring, and the chazans chant. As a Jew, I'm of course especially interested in the role played by the Sephardic Jewish community. As I discovered with Boyoz, the Jews arrived here in the 16th century, having been exiled from Spain. They settled and built a thriving community, endowing hundreds of synagogues.
And all the synagogues, there were dozens at one point. I mean, there's one, two on the other side, that's 4. This one here, that's 5, all back to back. Imagine what it must have been like on Shabbat or High Holy Days with all the chazans and all the rabbis, eh?
3 more around the corner from here.
Today, a mere handful remain that Dilda Goenka is delighted to show me.
Hevra, Shalom is over there.
And these are the ones that are still here,
Yes,
not versus the ones that have gone.
absolutely.
Where are you from?
From Izmir, born in Izmir, and well, from one side, from my father's side, it's been 2 generations. From my mother's side, more than that, they are from Izmir.
Like so many cities that originally had big Jewish communities, as the numbers dwindled in the early 20th century,
This is very nice.
so these shuls were neglected and then closed.
Well, look at this.
It's a really uplifting sight to see here several synagogues lovingly renovated, restored as cultural heritage sites.
This is beautiful, isn't it? Such beautiful detail. I'd love to have seen a Shabbat service here.
The local band Salut de Smyrna is happy to play Sephardic and Aegean songs. And as I listen, I can imagine the congregations and the prayers and those family moments celebrated here.
What is the strength of the religion of the Jewish community here now?
Around 1,000 people. Only a little bit more than a century, let's say. The population of the Jewish community in Izmir would go around 30 to 40,000 people.
Wow. What happened?
Around 1910s, 1920s, it was very trendy to go on adventurous trips, maybe to settle, with the hope of getting settled actually, to the Americas.
So, from what I can see, and certainly by the way these synagogues are beautifully and lovingly restored, Izmir considers this to be an important part of its history.
Absolutely. When you are losing your population, you are either going to close up yourselves totally and wait until you disappear, or you are going to open up yourself a little bit and show your heritage, and then people will also remember that's a part of their heritage as well.
Tradition, heritage, memories. It may be years since anyone davened here, but the spirit lives on. And I'm discovering just how rich a melting pot Izmir has always been. It is early spring, and Western Turkey is coming alive after its winter slumbers.
In a few months, these trees will be heaving with fruit, and the area will be bustling with tourists. It's lovely to be here at this time of the year, when there's a real air of possibility and opportunity.
The picturesque village of Şirince is about an hour south of Izmir. It is a gorgeous drive that one should not miss. Today I'm a guest of Müjde Tombekci, who runs a hotel here when she's not growing crops and making her own olive oil. Müjde fizzes with energy and life. She first came here from Istanbul back in the early 80s. She saw something special and she's never left.
We cannot discuss anything until we have tea.
Exactly, in the traditional Turkish way. It's a samovar technique, and so you have the dark tea, the black tea here, and then you put over this the water, and that makes it fantastic.
Lovely.
I came when I was a student 40 years ago. I was student in Izmir, took the train from Izmir, and I came and I fell in love. I said, this is my paradise. I should spend my life here.
What was it that you saw here?
The nature,
Yeah.
then the village, the houses, these pretty white washed houses. That's so nice. And the people living here, a laugh, a smile on their faces, and I fell in love with them.
Over here, what am I looking at?
Look, it's so greenish because the sun is fantastic, the early spring sun. And there we have, in this blue-gray color, the trees of olives. We have a lot of orchards, only olives around us. And this village named Şirince, which means almost pretty, is in the tradition olive-producing village.
What happens inside Muj? What happens inside you when you sit and you look at that?
Still, the peace like it was when I came 40 years ago, in each season. It gives me a wonderful joy of life. That's maybe the meaning of this village for me, the joy of life.
Müjde isn't content to allow my eyes to feast on the scenery. She insists my stomach feasts on her cooking, which is renowned.
We are cooking stew in a clay pot in the real village style. Everything should be very, very quick. In the village, you have to do it in 10 minutes and then go to work. Would you like to cut something?
I don't mind doing a bit of cutting.
Yeah, this is black coming from the coal here.
I thought my pen had leaked.
Look, it's ready. And this is the best olive oil that you can find. Would you like to smell that? The olive oil, isn't it nice?
Not everybody's got a fireplace.
You can build it in your kitchen.
Oh.
Next
Yeah,
project.
they'll love that. They'll love that on the 23rd floor.
Look how nice it looks. Can you listen? The bubbling.
The bubbling.
Yeah, and the smell. I think we're ready. Then we say, Bismillah. The smell of the village.
Müjde has many talents, and amongst them, giving me a tour of the reason I came here in the first place, Ephesus. This is an ancient city, only a stone's throw from her village, where tourists from around the world visit to marvel at archaeological wonders. Müjde is mother, Arslan is son. She is the tour guide, he's the ancient historian. He'll give me the facts, she'll give me the feelings. And like a well-rehearsed double act, they go back and forth, enhancing each other's stories and enriching my visit.
Ephesus was a major city of the Roman Empire. It's one of the wealthiest cities in the Eastern Mediterranean.
Marble, you can see everywhere marble and mosaics and wonderful sculptures.
Right now we're in the center of the city. The facade that you see over there is the facade of an ancient library. It's called the Celsus Library. It was built by one of the most important citizens living in this city.
Can you imagine you enter in a marble place in this library full of columns and nice ladies and you're in another world?
This was called the Courette Street. The Courettes were the nobility in Ephesus. So the streets were lined with their statues.
It gives you the feeling of luxury. The luxury and the richness of a town which is fantastic built.
If I can tap you on the shoulder and send you back there, what's the one thing you would like to see?
I would want to walk the streets of Ephesus because we are told that the people dressed here so lavishly, so luxuriously. I would want to see that pageantry going on.
I'm a cook and the smells are so important. And in the ancient time there was a fast food restaurant named Thermopylae. I would like so much to go there, pay a penny and eat whatever they cooked.
In one day here, I have gorged on wonderful views.
She says if I drop the coin, you can hear. I don't think so. Did you hear that?
Yes!
And enriched my mind and soul with ancient civilizations.
Don't worry, I'll be here all week.
And I haven't finished yet. It is hard to miss Izmir and Ephesus, but just a little way, there is a town that's becoming a big hit with visitors, Aleciti. Turkish tourists are flocking here for the perfect getaway. And the rest of us are just discovering this hidden gem. Shining sun, crisp air, and people visiting from far and wide for the local herb festival. I'm not sure what or why I'm wearing this garland. Okay. But when in Rome, Perihan Akbulut knows every nook and cranny and is going to show me around.
This is what we call labada, but in Latin language it is rumex. We can roast it, we can cook it, we can boil it.
They are quite open here. They want tourists and more of them.
This is the most precious herb, what we call Şevketi Bostan.
What do you do with it?
You can roast it. It is so good for your kidney and prostate. The medicine for prostate, he says.
Well, perhaps we shouldn't be looking at it like that. Maybe. Aniseed. Ah, licorice.
Yes, you can eat it. You
sure?
Yeah, you can eat. You can eat it.
He's not having me on.
I don't know.
Well, I'm still in one piece.
This is Çeşme lemon, very famous all over Turkey.
Oh! Oh, it is sweet.
Yes, sweet.
I would never have thought to just enjoy
The lemon
sucking a lemon.
Enjoy it.
Everyone here is keen to point out the beauty of this place.
Hello, how do you do? The mayor of the city.
Oh, Mr. Mayor, how lovely.
We call this place the Heaven and Earth.
Heaven and earth.
A few hours' drive from Aleciti are the heavenly thermal pools of Pamukkale. The name literally translates in English to Cotton Castle because they can be mistaken for angelic clouds if you're looking at the right angle. It is the site of ancient travertines that tourists have flocked to for centuries.
Oh, see Daisy, there we go.
I think I'll dip my toes.
Is this water warm? Oh, it's very slippery though. It's very slippery. It's got disaster written all over it. Oh, that's better. Oh, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. It's good fun, this. It's really good fun. Simple. My visit to Izmir in the west has given me a fresh perspective on Turkey. Wherever I've gone, I've experienced unexpected enchantments. And so is the word that pulls it all together. I think it is delightful. Because like the eponymous sweets and the ever-present tea, there are delights wherever I've gone. And you'll want to come here and experience these delights for yourself. Izmir and the West, delightfully part of our world of wonder. When it's darkest before the dawn in the Turkish region of Cappadocia, the waning night is all of a swivet, with a symphony unlike any I'd heard before. A chorus of rhythmic bursts of burners, followed with a choreographic dance, balloons heading aloft, announcing the new day had arrived. My God! The burners, having done their work, now the gods of wind take over. And we take to the sky. Calm is restored. It really is quite something to see all this. Moving at the speed of the wind, peace and quiet. When you see loads of tourist coaches, you think, oh no! But here, all the other tourists are flying balloons and they're adding to my experience. Amazing. And beneath, the reason we are ballooning. A landscape that looks almost alien. Soft tufa rock spewed from volcanoes millennia ago, bestowing upon us the fairy chimneys, shaped and sculpted by nature. This is the way to arrive in Cappadocia. Cappadocia is an historical region situated in central Turkey and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The fairy chimneys that make this place such a draw come in all shapes and sizes. Cone ones, pointy ones, even some suggestive ones. Nature may have given us the fairy chimneys and the landscape, but it was ancient civilizations that turned and adapted it to their own purpose. And we're here to discover how all this is surviving today. Though, strangely enough, my journey to uncover the DNA here begins not with the breathtaking landscape, but by going underground.
We're gonna go 6th, 7th floor down.
Deep into the city of Derinkuyu.
110 steps we go down now.
110 steps. 1, 2, 3. Squirreling my way through a labyrinth of tunnels, it's no place for a man of tall stature, I can tell you. Oh, God.
Be careful.
I'm glad I've got my hat. Spanning 18 floors to a depth of 85 meters. This is a subterranean city and one of the largest and deepest in Turkey. They were built thousands of years ago to be used to seek refuge from invading forces. Ömer Tosun is an avid antiques collector and founder of Cappadocia's first luxury hotel. He has an unquenchable thirst to introduce people like me to the heart of Cappadocian culture.
Let me show you this area.
Wow.
This is where this table is. Let's picture this. You know, people are farming outside, and then when some army, they attack to these people, they take all the animals and everything come in. I mean, imagine that, living here, and how scared you are. Now we have a big surprise for you.
A big surprise?
Yeah, come on.
Big surprise I've got this far. The experts say up to 20,000 people would squeeze into these narrow passages where they would live for months at a time, avoiding the invading Mongol forces.
This is very interesting. There's a hole there which is communication center.
Why there's all this?
Yeah. Yelling each other.
Have they gone yet? Oh, they're still outside.
Okay.
Now this spot is great because I can start to get a feeling for exactly what's going on. You've got the storerooms, the upper level, or the lower level, you've got the tunnels, you've got the intricate rooms off to the side. I mean, it is Swiss cheese in the ground, and it's all man-made. Extraordinary. There's only one problem. There's no cell signal. I'm joking. Let's go up. What was once a place of refuge, now a tourist attraction. Blinded by daylight, I emerge from the darkness. That was something. Thank goodness for my hat. This landscape, speckled with fairy chimneys and subterranean treasures, inspired Omar to create the Museum Hotel, itself a work of art. He spent more than 2 decades meticulously restoring these 1,000-year-old ruins, caves and houses back to their original state, with some added luxuries on the way.
It's an outstanding view here. This is an Eden garden, like you see. We have lots of beautiful, beautiful birds around, and come and say welcome to you.
I think we've got a little bit more than we bargained for. Well, it's all happening here, I tell you.
Right, let's go. And this is the Sultan Suite.
The Sultan Suite.
Yeah, lots of kings and queens stayed here. Actually, they come and stay here.
A hotel suite in a cave, adorned with original works of art.
This is the bedroom.
Oh, wow. Very nice. A living museum.
The jacuzzi looking the best view of Cappadocia.
Your own fairy chimney outside the window. I've only just begun, but I can already see how the landscape has shaped the people of Cappadocia, and over the centuries, they have shaped it back. And eagerly, I look forward to my night in a Cappadocian cave, albeit a luxurious one.
Richard, enjoy your room. Have a nice day.
Nice, thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
In Cappadocia, with the dawn, comes a familiar sight. This time I'm not aloft. I'm using this vista as a wonderful accessory to my morning ablutions.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. Look at this. Amazing. There's nothing nicer than having a proper, traditional barber shave. I'm like most men, I suspect. Shaving is a chore that has to be done. This, however, elevates it into something quite special. It's fun, this. Spectacular views and a really close shave as well. That is breathtaking. Oh, now we come to the bit where I can really enjoy it. Now he's going to pamper me. Oy, 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 oy. While I could sit and stare at this all day, I must not tarry. Thank you. For the soul of Cappadocia awaits me. And in town, I'm starting to crave a favourite of mine, Turkish ice cream. Elastic and chewy. Is he going to do the tricks with pulling it away from me just at the last minute? Just yeah. Ice cream.
Ice cream.
I've got.
Look in your hair.
Oh no! Stop it! You've got me. Oh, I knew it was going to happen, and I still fell for it. Oh. The ice cream is so good. Fueled and fortified, I cross the Kızılırmak River that runs through Avanos. This river and the mud it produces has provided generations of craftsmen with a distinctive red clay that's made the town famous for its pottery. Galip Kurukçu is a master of his art. His work is celebrated throughout this region and beyond. Using the traditional kick wheel and joined by his wife Lillian, also a potter, it's obvious he learned his craft from an early age. Did your father do this?
So senin baban yaptı mı falan soruyor. Yeah, he says, I learned it from my father learned it from his father, and so on. So he's at least the 5th generation in his own family.
I'm amazed at the speed, the precision, the skill. How many pots do you make a day?
If he would work from, the whole day, he could make about 150 pots.
Really?
Yes.
Galip has invited me to have a go. This has all the hallmarks for a horrible ending. Right, let's start with the basics.
Turn.
Turn what?
Kick.
Turn.
I'm turning! I'm turning! I have no idea what I'm making, but it could be a thing of beauty. It could be an original quest.
It will for sure be original.
I know, don't give up the day job. It's the sort of thing only a mother could love. My Pot by Richard Quest, age 58 3/4.
Very nice.
My efforts will clearly never be on exhibition in elegant showrooms where Galip's creations are on display. And now I find out he has another collection that's a lot more unusual. Now, where is the hair?
Inside.
You heard me right the first time. Hair. This is a museum dedicated to locks and tufts, willingly donated by women over the years. Oh, whoa. Oi, this is...
Yeah, different.
That's one word for it. There are more than 16,000 tresses from all over the world. This is not so much a collection, rather a shrine to female locks. It's a bit strange, isn't it?
I'm not forcing them to give. They give by themselves. Who am I to say if it's strange or not?
For more than 30 years, women have been cutting and giving their hair. Here we go, 1984. And that includes Galip's wife, Lillian. So what do you make of it as his wife? I mean, this is spooky.
Well, now I'm so used to it because I live in it for 40 years, so... But I remember in the beginning, I thought it was very funny. What can I say, he says. It started with one piece, this is what it became.
You will be relieved, and I am reassured that there is purpose behind this. Before the pandemic, the names attached to the locks would be selected randomly, and several women each year would be invited back to the studio for a week of board, lodging and pottery classes. So where do I make my donation?
No, we don't want your hair, only women, only women.
I don't think so.
Not even the prospect of a free holiday will entice my producer to give up her hair.
I don't think so.
I leave this place feeling even more intrigued about the people who call Cappadocia home. And I'm looking for some strong shampoo.
In Cappadocia, there is a harmony between nature and humanity. And there's no better place to see this bond than strolling through the Göreme Open Air Museum.
Now we can visit Dark Church.
Don't be fooled. The unprepossessing outside of the cave gives little hint that is the ecclesiastical beauty that is within.
Oh my word. Gosh.
There are hundreds of such churches carved into the rocks in Cappadocia. This dark church is one of the most famous.
How old are these frescoes?
Around 11th century.
1,000 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow. Now, I'm not of Christian faith, but I can certainly appreciate the awe-inspiring spectacle of these frescoes. Just look at the detail, look at the colours.
Such beauty in a humble cave. In fact, wherever I go here, I'm learning to expect the unexpected.
Up and away
and always be ready to haggle.
How much is this?
This shopkeeper is giving me a bargain. My next port of call will be much tougher. I can't go to Turkey without talking tapestries and carpets.
Ah,
Hi.
hello.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Welcome.
That's Ruth Lockwood, a carpet connoisseur from New Zealand who came to Turkey more than 30 years ago.
I mean, when I first came here, it was wild. It was like the Woodstock of carpets. And people will still say to me, oh, you weren't here then, were you?
As the traders bring in their wares, Ruth is giving me a crash course in picking the perfect carpet.
Merhaba, hoş geldin.
How often do you go through this?
Can do this 4 times a day. The thing is, they're going to bring you things that you don't like, and they're going to bring you things that you don't want, and you always hope that you find that gem.
Don't play poker with Ruth. She gives nothing away. A nod, a twist, a closed eye. Pieces are tossed aside. It's clear Ruth is after quality, not quantity. Ruth is the carpet magician, and I am the sorcerer's apprentice.
Oh, hang on. Oh, I do like that. Oh, and you can feel the quality. Not that I know anything of I'm talking about.
Ruth's wince tells me I've made a schoolboy error right at the start with my boyish enthusiasm.
You just put the price up for me. It's always best not to look too enthusiastic when you're buying, because, you know, they get an idea that you love it, and of course the price is going to go up.
Sorry. No, I don't like that. That'll never sell.
There's more to carpets than just wheeling and dealing. These are woven identities, threads of history, if you will.
Every region, every village, every tribe have sizes, colours and designs that belong to that group. This particular piece is around 90 years in age. This one is an old one.
Oh, say old one. Does that mean that...
It's been used.
You know that old line, used car salesman? You're a used carpet saleswoman.
Oh, you naughty man.
You're selling second-hand carpets.
Well, I would look down my nose a little at you and say, no, they're not second-hand. They're beautiful vintage, they're antique, and they represent a history and a tradition we can't go back to.
They are now also essential for a new type of tourist who's coming here.
I'm going to be an Instagram star.
In this 400-year-old inn, I'm going to receive the ultimate Instagram experience.
Hello.
Oh, hi. Hey.
All right, where do I begin?
You begin with a carpet, of course.
Oh, yes, love a bit of that. I can't decide if this is appealing to the best in me or the worst in me.
The scene is set. Time for my Instagram debut.
What do you think?
Ah, good idea. Oriental.
Now, where do I go?
But your legs there, your head here, please. All right, that's much better.
Are you ready, Richard? Let's do it.
Smile, please, Richard.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Yep.
This is one of the strangest things I think I've ever done.
Go. Very nice. Say bye-bye.
A skeptic at first, the zeal of the recent convert has me in its grip.
Spin minute, please. Spin, 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 spin. Yes.
Super nice.
Like the rest of this enchanting place, these images speak for themselves. Vibrant, awe-inspiring, all with a touch of Cappadocian culture.
The soft tufa rock that's given us the majesty of the fairy chimneys. And so to a word I think best describes Cappadocia. It is unique. There is a landscape that is one of a kind, with experiences that are unusual and enriching. And you'll want to experience all this distinctiveness for yourself. Unique Cappadocia, part of our world.